Hi, this is John Siegel, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course I developed for this semester, and I've been working on for the last 8 weeks. The course is Library 1101. It's a 1 credit hour course hypothetically offered at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. The course is an introduction to library research for online students. It is a required course of all students enrolled in online programs that are first year entering students. So what will happen is on your screen you will see an announcement. On the first day of class, this announcement will automatically be sent to UALR emails of all students that are enrolled in the course. It is a greeting welcoming the students and telling them how to get in the course. So a link to Blackboard, as well as how to actually enter the class in Blackboard under My Courses. And finally, I give them instructions about once they are in Blackboard to select the Begin Here link in the left-hand menu, which I'll be discussing in a minute or two. So I am going to go to the Begin Here, and this gives students a general overview of what they can expect. The welcome gives the purpose of the course, which is to introduce students to library resources that are available online that will help them in the rest of their courses. It also explains no prerequisites and no textbooks, and to get students thinking. I also express that students do need a willingness to learn. I then provide a brief overview of navigating the course, which is in the left-hand menu. Announcements. I discussed and showed previously. Anytime an announcement is posted in Blackboard, it is automatically sent to the students. Learning modules, there's one module for each week. And discussion board, I have provided a link to the discussion board here, but there are links embedded within each learning module to make things hopefully easier for students. My grades, so students can check their work that's been turned in and any feedback. Ask the instructor. This is how I'm requesting that my hypothetical students get a hold of me, by sending me a message via Blackboard, and I explain that I will respond within 24 to 48 business hours, excluding weekends and holidays. And lastly, since these are for incoming students that may or may not be familiar with Blackboard, I give a link to Blackboard Technical Help, which has tutorials and other information. I provide the required accessibility statement of the UA Little Rock that has to be included for persons with disabilities. And finally, I take students to week one by providing them a link to the first module. So once students click on that link, they're taken to the week one module. So the modules essentially are set up the same in the beginning. Each module has an introduction that will explain what students will learn, what they will need to do, and what to do if they have questions. I tried to chunk this material so students would be able to understand why I'm having them do what I'm asking them to do, and have a checklist of things that need to be completed, as well as a reminder that they can ask me questions. So for this week, the learning objectives are to know who the instructor is and how to get a hold of me, and list the names of 2 other classmates and hobbies or interests, and explain the objectives and expectations of the course. I then provide a brief introduction about myself, and the learning objectives, which are 4 define research resources that the UA Little Rock Ottenheimer Library offers, locate online resources through the library that are appropriate for research papers and projects, such as articles, discuss reasons why libraries are important in the age of Google and the internet, and finally, explain the role of UA Little Rock librarians and how to obtain research help. From there, I provide a lengthy list of course expectations. As I mentioned, students may not be familiar with Blackboard, so I provide information about making sure their computers are up to date, not using a mobile device to access Blackboard, since I can personally say I've experienced problems. Technical requirements, how to access Word for free if they don't have it, internet browsers, and the importance of having Adobe Acrobat Reader, expectations of checking Blackboard regularly, and UALR email, assignment due dates, as well as plagiarism warning. No assignments will be accepted late except in documented cases of emergency. And then I've got courtesy and communication, which includes etiquette guidelines. From here, each week's module, all of the assignments are lumped in one folder. So if I go under week 1 assignments, you will see there is a discussion board, and those I include pretty regularly. In this case and several other cases, students have to post initially by one day, usually Thursday or Friday, and then they are expected to respond to 2 of their classmates no later than Sunday. In this case, I also have a course expectations quiz, which I set up because these are freshmen and there's a lot of information. I want to make sure that they understand what is expected. And that course quiz, I will just show you, looks like this. So it's mainly multiple choice, and students can access it as many times as they need to get a perfect score. Also, lastly, there's a big library exploration assignment next week that I want students to get ahead of. So I include a link for the students to download that, and they have to complete a short quiz acknowledging that they've downloaded it and that there are several parts of the assignment. So quickly, I'm going to go through the rest of the learning modules. You can see each module, it's given by week, and then the days within that week. So the second module is why the library. Again, the similar introduction about learning objectives, what students need to do, what if they have questions. One of the goals of this course for me was avoid lecturing because it's boring, and I try to promote active learning. So I incorporate a lot of videos that have been pre-recorded, not by me. I don't like to reinvent the wheel, and they are closed captioned. I'm hoping that the videos will keep students' attention. This is the library exploration assignment that I described previously. Students have 2 parts. One, they have to visit a public or military library and find out about resources, and the second, they have to have a virtual appointment with a UA Little Rock librarian. And then in assignments, I ask students to share a summary of their visit to the public or military library so students can see what other students have experienced. Also, I have a link in the assignment that I ask students to post a selfie of themselves at the library, not only so I know they visited, but to try to make the assignment more interesting. In week 3, I have 2 additional videos about why using the library, and students often get challenged about scholarly and popular sources. So this is a fun video, I think, to break down concepts for a freshman. And then again, assignments. submitting the exploration assignment, reflection on the second part of the assignment, which was the online appointment with a librarian, which is discussion board format, and then a searching exercise on Google. The point of this, rather than me demonstrating it, is for students to find out themselves that not all articles are accessible for free on the internet. So I ask students to try something, accessing an article on Google, and then be responsive and reflective. And I give requirements about submitting the assignment for full credit. In week 4, it builds on week 3. Students have one video this time talking about library databases, and the rest of week 4 is hands-on. Students have a brief scavenger hunt of the library website to find out about research tools that are available and research help. And then there is an exercise on searching the library's quick search box in the middle of the website. Again, students practice doing that and write short answers and reflect on what they might do differently. The last module is the course recap and final exam. So I give a short study guide besides the introduction. In terms of the assignments, the final exam is multiple choice, and essay question is pretty evenly divided. So here you can see there's an essay about the difference between scholarly articles and popular articles and which one's more credible. And I use essay and multiple choice questions because I have a variety of learning objectives, from knowing to explaining to applying. And beyond the exam, I also ask students for anonymous feedback about the course, what worked well, what didn't work well, what improvements, and what letter grade they would give the course. For me, the instructor, assignments, and course materials. So I realize this is a lengthier video, but I do have a 5-week course, so I'm interested to see what other students have done. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact me, and thank you for your time.